I'm glad we're all locked in.
Oh, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Standing on Sports College Edition. Um, Here talking about what happened in Week 6 rankings, and then what's going to happen in Week 7, our predictions. So let's hop right into it. This week was wild. This is why college football is great. Weeks like these, I saw it was like the last time in like since 2016 that like there was 5 top 11 teams that lost in 1 week. So it's been like 8 years since that happened, and dude, that this week's been wild. What was like y'all's go to game? Like what do y'all think was the biggest upset of the week? Actually, I
I
think it's kind of
mean,
undisputed, but
I
I
feel
think it's
like
pretty
it's
obvious.
yeah.
yeah, Vanderbilt,
um,
Alabama. We can start there. Let's honestly start with that game.
well,
That's like
like for this being a week that like there was literally we struggled finding
To find
games to
games to
predict.
pick,
yeah.
Evidently, we were wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, we were literally talking about how bad this week was, like leading up to this upcoming week of games we're going to talk about. But yeah, no, these
Yeah,
games were all really good.
we're good.
yeah. I mean,
And like
let's start Bama Vandy. First, my note: Jalen Miller's Heisman run is officially over.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
If
is.
if
It is
it's
official.
over, then Quinn Ewers can't win because he missed 2 games.
Oh no, yeah, he missed 2 games. I think his is over too. Like
the
I,
only reason why I don't think it's not over is because like there's not an undisputed quarterback. Now there is an undisputed player right now, but just because he's not a quarterback, I feel like there's still a chance for a quarterback to win it.
that's fair. If Jalen wins out, there's a chance.
Because he also didn't play terribly. I mean, the pick six, like, wasn't that more of a deflection than anything? Or am I
Yeah,
thinking about something else?
no, it was a deflection, but he
Yeah.
did fumble the ball.
Yep. It was what, 2 turnovers, I think.
Yeah, but
Okay.
like we've seen worse. I'm at right
Yeah.
now. To be honest, it's either Ashton Janty, whatever, or like Travis Hunter.
Which is crazy. Honestly, like it makes me really happy for like the current place of college football. Just the fact that like like most likely right now, if it was the end of the day, it wouldn't go to a quarterback.
Hmm.
Like if
Uh,
GNT, I saw like compared to Barry Sanders' stats when he won Heisman at Oklahoma State, he had through 5 games, he has more rushing yards. He has 16 touchdowns. Barry Sanders had 19, but he beats him in every category besides touchdowns.
That's
So
insanity.
if
yeah,
he averages 10 yards a game for the rest of the year, his averages go down.
That's
wait,
Or
what?
10 yards a run. 10 yards a run.
Oh, oh,
His
oh, oh, because he's like
freaking
over 10 yards a carry, which
insane.
is also that's a crazy stat too. Like,
yeah.
but
Anyway,
no one
back to
can't.
the Bama
He
game.
Yeah,
looks
back to the
so
Bama game.
dumb.
Sorry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, back to the game. But
Vandy.
dude,
I want them to be good, but this may be a hot take. You can't keep losing games you shouldn't, and then turn around and win games
Yeah.
you
I mean,
I
they've
shouldn't.
now given 2 top 10 teams a really rough game.
Yeah, but then
mm-hmm.
they lost to Georgia Southern, Georgia State, whatever.
Yeah, they lost that game. They did beat Virginia Tech, but yeah, it makes I don't know what to think of Andy. But honestly, the thing I was most impressed with about this game is they are the only team so far this year to slow down Ryan Williams. Like, yes, he had the one big play, that 58-yarder, but they are the only team this year that's been able to slow him down at all. And like outside of that, like 158-yard catch, he had what 2 receptions for I think like less than 30 yards.
See, okay, the wild thing with this as well, like, okay, two things. One, it's crazy that like we're talking about like Ryan Williams like this, and he's like literally 17 years old, and like finally some like 18 to 22-year olds finally stopped him. Like that's just like it's wild that he's like in that kind of conversation right now with like being the best wide receiver probably in college football. But it's like that like what Nick Saban always said, like don't what drink the rat poison. This is like exactly what Alabama did. Like they got on the high after beating Georgia. Because like I mean, we know Alabama at the end of the day is better than Vanderbilt. I mean, they lost to Vanderbilt, so it's hard to like just dispute that. But
Okay, but
like like nine
it's
like
not
not like
hard.
9 times out of 10, Alabama's going to win this game. Um, so it also like just foreshadowing to next week. Um, Dude, I mean
They're going
they're
to
gonna come with a
beat the.
vengeance.
They're gonna beat the shit
Oh,
out
we can talk about. We'll talk about that. Oh, trust me, that's the top.
of.
That's a game of the
Hey,
top of my
Sean,
list.
You're always getting on us about
That's not that bad, word.
Okay, fair enough. All right, what are you saying, man?
Oh no, I was just saying we'll talk about that. I mean, there's not much
Yeah,
much to talk about, but it's gonna be bad. I mean, yeah, this was. I don't know. It was a super impressive game. Honestly, like looking at like the box score, I don't really know how Vandy won this game. Like when I was looking at it earlier, their number one receiver Eli Stowers, he had a great game. He was averaging 20 yards per reception, had 100 yards, 6 receptions. Like they just did a great job of like taking away Bama's top options. Like no receiver on Bama had more than 3 receptions. Like I don't know. I think I was just overall super impressed with Vandy and the way they came in, like the game plan they had coming into this game.
Also, like to beat a top team like this, like you have to capitalize off their mistakes and not make many mistakes yourselves. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, I think they were up 13-0, like really like early into the game. Like it was like early first quarter. They had their touchdown drive and then the pick six. So they got off to an early lead, and Alabama, like, I mean, they were closing the lead in the end. They got that late touchdown, but obviously
But then Vandy came like right
enough.
back and
Yeah.
scored on the back of that. It was really impressive.
No,
So
I meant
shout out
obviously
Vandy.
obviously he doesn't have like the like stellar stats, but I feel like Vandy's quarterback has to be up for like dog of the week.
Because clutch.
Because like you
Clutch,
beat the
yeah,
number
that
one
clutch
team, someone's got to be the
Yeah.
face of that.
dude. He's already got 4 NIL deals lined up with like he's got an offer from like Nike, Lululemon, Dr. Pepper. I saw another one. I forget, but dude, I saw this like tweet about about the game, and this guy said like this will go down as like Vanderbilt fans like the greatest day like of their life probably.
Yeah.
He said there are gonna be some accidental kids made because of this game.
Oh,
It's like that's a crazy thing to say, but you're probably not wrong. But
no.
yeah, I think okay, that's enough for this game. Honestly, I think a good transition. Another Tennessee team, but this one getting upset.
This brought a
Tennessee,
smile to
Arkansas.
my face. Their quarterback has finally shown his true colors, and it brings
One
it.
game is the true colors.
Well, I meant Jalen Milroe's done after 1 game, and
Bro, that's your Heisman pick.
well, I didn't say it. Matt said it, but
Okay, there's a big difference between being trash and going from the Heisman to just below the Heisman. There's a big difference.
all right.
Anyway,
Well,
whatever.
if I'm not mistaken, the beginning of the year, you two were on Nico's meat like it was nothing.
It's one game, bro. It's one game.
I
He
definitely
ain't done
was
nothing.
not. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was.
Can we just like give Arkansas's defense actually looks like a legit
Hey,
game
look,
this like whole year.
I am giving Arkansas credit because Nico's a good quarterback and they stopped him. Boom.
Yeah. The dude is the size of Bryce Young, just taller, elongated.
He's stretched out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still like trying to figure out again, like the same thing. Looking at the box score, trying to figure out how exactly
It was
Arkansas
1914.
won
You want
this
me to
game.
look at the box?
It makes
score?
no sense. Dylan Sampson averaged 6 yards a carry. Like, I don't know. Like, what's going on here? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand it, but I know it happened. I'm happy about it. Genuinely. So I mean, and Tennessee had no turnovers this game, and they still lost. Like usually when you think of an upset like this, it's like, oh, Tennessee made some stupid plays where they turned the ball over, etc. No, they literally just lost. And I mean, yeah, we'll give credit to what is it? Both like Arkansas, what is that? Taylor Green's their starting quarterback, and then also they have a receiver, Andrew Armstrong. Give credit to both of them. Like Andrew Armstrong had a great game, 9 receptions, 132 yards.
Dog.
But did you say dog?
I didn't know he had 9. I didn't know that was his stat line.
Yeah, 9 receptions, 132. So it was, I don't know. They came in and then I mean, going back to the point, Tennessee is just too one-dimensional of a team. Like they run the ball, they're like Michigan, which we'll talk about as well.
I don't even know if Michigan's got
Well,
that
I think
dimension.
this is obviously like a wake up call to, I mean, all these teams that got upset. But I mean, like you said, Tennessee is one dimensional, and I still think they have good quarterback. But obviously, if they're running the ball, okay, Sean, okay, but yeah, they're like their identity is running the ball. Like, if a team figures that out and stops that, you're gonna lose to much better teams than Arkansas. You know, because Arkansas is not the greatest team out there, obviously.
I
But it
haven't,
also just shows how good the SEC is overall. But what were you saying, Sean?
okay. Well, see, I don't know. Tennessee plays Florida, and Florida's better than Arkansas. So
Tennessee's going to destroy Florida.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it at Florida?
It's at Tennessee.
Oh,
but
okay, that game's over.
Game's over.
If you want to pick that game, I'll let you pick Florida.
I don't want to pick that game.
That's the thing too, though, is that like, and this is like compared to like the NFL with college football, is that I feel like the coaching, I don't know, like people are more grown up in the NFL, so I feel like people don't get on like their high, like college kid, like when you're in college, I feel like I said earlier with Nick Saban saying like drinking the rat poison after like you're on a high, that happens like every single year in college football. You know what I mean? Like this isn't a surprise. And I think I heard like Joel Klatt talking about it, like how like this isn't necessarily a bad thing for a team losing this early in the season. Like this is like a wake up call. Like, okay, like we're not invincible. Our scheme isn't going to always work. We have to like be good. Like it's not, I mean, obviously they wish they didn't lose these games, but it's good. And then, okay, what do you want, Sean?
There's one issue with that. And I agree, like losing early isn't always that bad. The issue is Alabama plays Tennessee, not this coming up week, but the following week. And if you're 2 losses in the SEC, you're not going to the championship.
Yeah, you're not going to the championship.
And a 2-loss Tennessee is not going to be in that large bid.
They could still make the playoff, though.
Yeah, I think they could make the playoffs.
And I think that's what I'm really excited about this year, too, is like I don't think a 3-loss team is getting in, but I do think a 2-loss team is getting in the playoff.
Yeah.
Multiple. Because
think
about it. If it's 2 1-loss teams beating each other in the championship, one of them is going to be a 2-loss team. And if that's in the SEC, there's no way they're going to leave like the runner-up in the SEC out.
Yeah, they won't, but the runner-up's not going to be whoever loses out of Alabama. I think I'm just saying the loser of Alabama and Tennessee is on the bubble.
That's fair. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And this is crazy to say because I don't believe in Texas A&M. They are undefeated in the SEC.
Yeah,
transitioning to that game.
Yeah,
that
was a beat down.
Dude, that was a beat down.
And they're 5-1, and if for some reason they still have to play Texas, they could be a 1-loss team in the SEC championship.
I mean, my first comment on this game. Wait, who else does Texas A&M play? Well, no, we talked about
that's what I'm about to look up.
Yeah, I was going to say my first. While you're doing that, my first comment on this game is the A&M defense played really well. Like I believe, was it this game I wrote down? I don't know. He was under a ridiculous amount of pressure. He got sacked. Brady Cook got sacked 6 times. Like that's bad. So he was under pressure all day, and then this is like his worst. He was 13 for 31 passing. Like
Josh
you're
Allen numbers.
You're not winning a game 13 of 31 for passing. Like that's just.
I will say I think we're seeing Missouri is a little fraudulent. Last year they had that running back, what was it, like Schrader, that went for like 150 a game. And Brady Cook was good, don't get me wrong, but when you have that balance, you don't have to be great.
Yeah.
But now that they don't have it and they have a running back by committee, it's showing that there's not a clear number 1 there.
Yeah. Luther Burden also had more receptions than the rest of the room combined.
Well, that's not hard when the rest of the room combined it's not going to the NFL.
Fair.
So, well, the other thing too is that, I mean, like you said, Missouri is fraudulent. They also have the easiest schedule in the SEC, and they're making it like close all these games. Like if they were as good as everyone was saying, they should be a definite playoff team, but they're not looking like a playoff team at all. They like literally, like you said, you mentioned their defense, Matt. Like Texas A&M's defense, it was 31-0 at one point. Because they got the long rushing touchdown at the beginning of the second half. Like A&M, like I know we were like talking like mad shit about them last week, but they came to play this week. They're actually like looking like where they're originally ranked.
And I will say, like you just said, we've given Texas A&M a lot of crap, but when you're in Texas and you have NIL money, you can get anyone you want.
Oh, 100%.
And their defense is really good. Now let's play a game that I love doing on these podcasts. This is Texas A&M's remaining schedule. Tell me if they're going to win or lose. All right.
Ooh.
They're on a bye week this week, but then they
They'll win
play
that.
at Mississippi State.
They're winning that game.
Yeah,
Win.
they're usually winning. Mississippi State, I think.
They play home against LSU.
Ooh.
Home.
See, that's gonna be a good game.
Give me College Station is hard to play in.
Apparently it's hard to play because Missouri got.
I honestly right now
I'd
I'm
say
taking
A&M.
A&M.
Yeah.
Okay. At South Carolina.
They're losing that one.
From
no,
a
they're losing. Yeah.
perspective.
From an unbiased perspective, yeah, Texas A&M's winning that game. Unbiased, but biased, South Carolina all the way, baby.
Okay.
I'm winning that game.
Home against New Mexico State. That's a win.
Yeah, they're winning that.
On the road against Auburn.
They're winning that game.
Okay, and then we're just gonna. Well, they're home against Texas.
No, they're not. They're not losing, or they're not beating.
Yeah,
Texas.
but I'm just saying it's home. I'm not saying like they're gonna win, but like.
Yeah, no, they're.
They keep getting their bet. They keep playing their hardest games at home. How is this possible?
Yeah. Dude,
that died on the podcast.
I think they're gonna lose to Texas, but like you said, like
that's like
the other top
winnable
SEC
schedule.
Yeah.
The other top SEC teams, like they
all have losses.
I'm not counting Ole Miss though. But like you said, A&M, I think A&M is going to be a playoff team because of the schedule you said. I think they're going to win. At most, I think they lose 2 of those games.
If they beat LSU, they're a playoff team, probably, which is crazy.
I agree with that.
But
that's going to be a big game in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
So okay,
let's transition. I mentioned Ole Miss, South Carolina.
Dude,
that was bad.
We don't
talk about that much, but I do want to. Let's do the same thing though. Like, Ole Miss does not look. Okay, they drank the rat poison thing too when they lost to Kentucky, and then they
Jackson Dart was throwing darts, and it made me want to die.
With the games,
Trey Harris is the number 1 wide receiver in the draft, outside of whatever Travis Hunter is.
I agree with that. All right, Sean, I'm gonna take your mojo. I'm gonna do the same thing.
I love
about if Ole Miss, so they're what, 5-1 right now? Yeah, 5-1.
Yeah.
This week they play at LSU. Who's winning that?
Loss.
Yeah, they're losing, Matt.
Well, I meant we're predicting that game. I guess this is kind of.
Oh yeah, sure. Well,
wait,
okay.
We'll table that one. We'll table that one.
But it can go either way. Then it's home versus Oklahoma. See, like
We'll win.
You're saying a win? Okay.
Yeah, I'd say a win.
At Arkansas?
Win.
I don't know. Arkansas.
I don't know either.
True. Arkansas just beat. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait. Maybe I don't even know.
I think win. I do think Ole Miss is better than Arkansas.
Then it's home versus Georgia. They're losing that.
Oh, they're losing.
At Florida and then versus Mississippi State. I think they're winning both of those. So
I think they lose at Florida.
Okay.
Really?
I think you go to the Swamp, and I don't care how bad Florida is. It's one of those stadiums where you're just like.
Yeah, Willie B's supposed to be like that too.
All right. They got Willie B in like the sunlight. That's not the same.
Oh, gotcha.
I think that living in the sunlight. I think they like you said, they kind of have like 4 or 5 tough games left where they might not make the playoff, like no matter like how good people think they are. I know they destroyed us, but I still am not buying in on Ole Miss just yet.
I'll say this. If they beat Ole Miss, which we're gonna predict later, I'm not saying
you mean LSU, but okay.
That too, yeah. Ole Miss plays Ole Miss. If they beat LSU, I'll believe in them.
All right, fair enough.
I can get behind that.
All right.
Yeah.
Time to move on to the most boring team in college football, Michigan. At Washington.
Woo.
They got what they had coming.
I watched Washington lose to Washington State and Rutgers and then turn around
Turn around to beat Michigan.
and beat Michigan. So
Michigan's not even. Oh, Michigan's 24th. Gotcha.
they won't unrank them. They won't do it. It's one of those historically.
Okay, I wrote this down because I'm selfish. I jinxed it. I said on the last pod, Will Rogers has been looking really good. Hasn't thrown an interception yet. He threw his first pick this game, and now I'm sad. But they still came through and they won. And Mr. Tuttle is trash.
Dude, we lost. Yeah, all of us, including the fans, got that game wrong.
Yeah, we all had Michigan. Oh man.
Should we tell them what the rankings look like?
No. We'll do that in between the preview.
Okay, that's
oh yeah. We'll save that. We'll save that good stuff.
I mean, we mentioned this earlier, but the biggest problem here is just Michigan is so one-dimensional with their run game, and when their leading rusher,
their run game isn't even great.
Dude. Yeah, I was gonna say their lead rusher got shut down, like relative to what he's been doing.
Donovan Edwards is non-existent. Their backup running back is.
I feel like Donovan Edwards is overrated. I feel like he had that good game. Like he went off in the national championship and the playoff, and like.
Okay, he did average 7 yards a carry. Now that I'm looking at it, but
that's not that good.
That's with a long of 39. Oh, okay, we're looking at Ashton Jonty right now. Like that man is like otherworldly.
Yeah. No, that's the standard I want every running back in this league playing to.
Fair. But pretty much, I mean, just they got exposed for being a running team that could not run the ball against his Washington defense. His Washington defense came with a good game plan. I mean, 3 tackles for loss isn't great against the run, but like it's not, I mean, that's like drive enders right there. And just they came in and what is it? They had the lead at the end of the first half, went down, and then had a great fourth quarter to come back and win. I mean, what was it? Their passing game was really good again. They had 3 receivers with over 60 yards. So
okay,
Washington did. You think Michigan had 180?
No, that's why I was like, that's why I was losing my cool.
Like, what the?
Yeah, but so, super impressive. I still think Will Rogers has been not talked about enough this season.
Because they freaking lost to.
Yes, I know. Yeah, that's fair.
They lost already. All right, now let's go into. Wait, is this the last upset?
Guys,
Minnesota at Southern Cal.
I watched Minnesota lose to North Carolina. North Carolina is awful, and then they turn around and beat the Lord's child in Southern California.
Yeah, I didn't watch this game. I thought I was going to
Miller Moss. If you rearrange his letters and add an A, is ass. You know.
Nice.
That's a really good point you bring up there. Yeah, dude. Yo, I mean, there's similar. I think Sean, you've been talking about like most every week. Like, dude, like UCLA, USC, like, and they can't hang with the Big Ten.
We keep repeating it, but each week we're seeing it again. You move from a Pac-12 conference or what was it?
Yeah, Pac-12.
Pac-12 into the Big 12, Big 10, and we're seeing these teams that look pretty good in the Pac-12. They don't look as good. If you're losing to Minnesota, UCLA is awful. UCLA is
UCLA is not good.
But USC is supposed to be like a top caliber team, and if you're losing to Minnesota, you're struggling. Then they lost to Michigan. Like,
that being said, do y'all think? I don't know much to say about this game. I don't know if you do, Matt, but I was gonna say, like, with those other teams moving, how do y'all feel about Oregon? Do y'all think Oregon is like a legit team that could contend in the Big Ten, or?
I think we're gonna see it this week. What?
We're gonna see it this week, but I think Oregon is a little bit different because they are more well-rounded than some of these other, like within what some of these other Pac-12 teams were coming out. Like I mean, you can argue, and I think it's probably fairly true that the Oregon offenses coming out of Pac-12 wasn't as explosive as like say the USC's or I'm blanking on other explosive ones, but
Arizona looked good in the Pac-12. God,
yeah,
they look awful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, exactly, Arizona. But Oregon, I think, although their offense might not be as explosive, I think they run an offensive system that can function against more defenses and better defenses that they're going to see. And it's easier for their quarterback to play. Like these quarterbacks that are coming over from Pac-12, where they were seeing crap defenses, and now they're seeing these like actual like better coached, but like smarter defenses. And Oregon's offense, at least from everything I've heard in the past and what I've seen this season, their offense is simpler. So it's easier to make the reads against these tougher defenses and whatnot. So I think that's why, again, and even Oregon had their struggles at the beginning of the season, but I think they've adapted.
Yeah.
And they've been able to adapt a bit well. And they're finally like actually getting to their status where they should be beating these teams by 20 points. And again, their real test is this week against Ohio State.
That's gonna be
100%.
that's
It's gonna
gonna
be
a
game of the week. I'm excited. But that being said, too, with Oregon is like I feel like they're the only team that's from the Pac-12 that has been
legit.
consistently that's legit, and they've been legit for like the last what?
Ever since
as always like since like Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Like they've been legit for a minute. And I feel like that's kind of like undisputed. They've kind of been the best team in the Pac-12. Of course, like Washington emerged for a little bit. USC had their fun a little bit ago, but they get good recruiting. They have the Nike branding. Like they're never going to not be a. I think nowadays they're never not going to be in that like top contender kind of thing.
Yeah, and like just to go off what Matt says, like Oregon is a very well-rounded team. Their defense, they have NFL caliber players. USC, we've seen years past, they win because they have Caleb Williams. They have like great offensive players, but their defense still lets up 40 plus a game. And
oh yeah,
although they let up 27 to Minnesota is like giving up 50 in the Pac-12. Like,
what?
Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy. I will say too, though, like them falling from 11 to out of the rankings is kind of wild to me, though.
It shows you how bad Minnesota is.
Michigan is still there. Holy.
Yeah, exactly.
Washington's a better team than Minnesota by a lot, though. Yeah, I don't know. That's the argument for another day. Is there any other games from that week we want to talk about?
I do want to talk briefly and not like deep dive. Miami has gotten bailed out twice in a row.
Yep.
Maybe okay. Last week I was a little controversial, whatever. This week that was a clear targeting. That is literally textbook. Lead with your head, dive at a player, and they just didn't call it. And they drove down the field and got the touchdown one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I, as the only person on this podcast that watches ACC football, it is ass. I want Miami to lose, so I need them to get humble.
Well, that's one thing. Let me look at their schedule. Let me see who they play.
It's not good. I think we looked at it like a couple.
They play at Louisville. Louisville's not ranked anymore. Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, and Syracuse.
Wow. They're not going to play anyone for the playoffs.
They're gonna go. Well, they're not going to go undefeated because that's the ACC. They'll lose. Someone.
Yeah, they'll probably lose. And then they'll probably play Clemson in the championship.
Clemson is better.
Because I will say, I hate saying that, but that is the truth. I do think they had Georgia's just a different breed of a team. Dang, Clemson's 10. Wow. They're beating people well. Kay Klubnik actually looks good. I feel like
another team we're not talking about. Look right underneath them. Iowa State is 11.
Oh, I didn't even wait.
Iowa State.
That's not real.
Is 11. Their offense scored 43 points.
Again,
but see,
they scored 43 points.
They could win the Big 12.
The Big 12 is actually wide open. It may be just out of pure chaos, maybe the most fun league. I'm not saying it's the best.
Well, low-key now the SEC is kind of chaos.
Yeah.
SEC and the Big Ten's not really chaos. Let's be honest. It's really the Big 12 and the SEC.
Unfortunately, Penn State's going to make it to the championship.
I guess because Ohio State or Oregon's going to lose to the other one.
Ohio State plays Oregon.
Penn State only plays Ohio State. Oregon plays. We'll get into that more. But they play. Actually, I don't know. They're beating Michigan. Illinois, I haven't watched enough, but I think they win that game.
Yeah, well, Illinois. I still remember posting that we picked Nebraska. And we got murdered by
All right, hey, all right.
Illinois
I know,
fans. That's
I know
crazy.
this is like off the cuff, but so who y'all want to? What are y'all's predictions? Do y'all want to do predictions for each championship,
Like
or
right
should we like,
now.
or should we
It's
like say that for next episode?
Let's say that for next episode. Let's go. Let's
I think this week.
let's
I
do
think
the
this week we're gonna see a lot of.
Fair. I like that. I like that. Anything else in the rankings that y'all are like? Do y'all want to point out?
I think you guys might think I'm a little bit crazy for this. I'm kind of upset that Vandy's not ranked.
Are they 4-2 or 3-3?
I think they're 4-2.
Yeah, they're 4-2.
Mark. Yeah,
I just think that Georgia State game just lingers over their head.
But they've looked good the whole season. They destroyed VT, or they made VT look bad. They should have beaten it was Mizzou, like who maybe that doesn't look that good now.
It's that Georgia State game that's like it lingers.
But
yeah, 100%.
You beat the number one team. That counts for that. Like doesn't erase it, but you show what your top potential is.
What's their next game?
I meant to look that up. But yeah, that's my one big qualm. And I think Bama should have fallen further. Bama only going to 7. That's like right at the beginning of the range. I was semi okay-ish. I think they should be like 10 to 14.
I still think Bama and Tennessee are better than Ole Miss.
Yeah, I agree with Bama and Tennessee. I still think Bama and Tennessee are better than all these teams. I honestly still think they're better than Miami. But
I think
Miami's undefeated though.
If you want to make an argument, maybe it's going to get a lot of hate. No one listens to this anyway. Clemson could
be Florida State.
Better.
I'm not bumping Clemson up after a Florida
I'm not
State
saying
win.
from one win. I'm just saying collectively they've outscored their opponents by almost 100 in the past 4 games.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, of like the top 10, I think Texas number 1, Ohio State's 2, Oregon's 3, Penn State. I feel like Georgia could be above Penn State.
Georgia
should
Penn
be above
State, I think.
Well, I think what hurts Georgia is the Bama loss. The Bama loss actually hurts Georgia, I'm pretty sure.
Well, of course it hurts Georgia.
That just means Vandy's better than Alabama and Georgia.
Exactly. Now we're getting to the real logic.
Now we're getting into the bigger picture.
But hey, one team I also want to shout out, dude. We were talking about them earlier, but Boise State, dude.
And Indiana, undefeated 6-0. They're
but dude, Ashton Gianti, he's gonna win the Heisman. And I hope he does. And then he'll be a top 10 pick in the NFL.
He
might be a Panther. Actually, no, he's not going to be a Panther.
If they lose like one more game, he's out the Heisman race because he's here for 5.
Wait, I gotta ask. So I want to go through the list of we're gonna do Vandy games. Does Vandy win? It's the last time for the day, and then we'll go through our predictions.
All right.
Vandy versus Kentucky.
They win in that.
Actually, I don't know. Kentucky. It's at Kentucky. That's a night game.
And Kentucky's actually been playing good.
I say they lose.
They lose, okay. Or Vandy versus Ball State.
Okay, they're winning that.
Yeah, they're winning that. Okay, are they going to take down 2 number 1s? They're at home versus Texas.
That'd be wild. That would be historic if they did that.
But to be honest,
they're losing. There's no way. At Auburn.
If it's during the day, they win. If it's at night, they lose.
Home versus South Carolina.
No comment.
They losing that by a lot. I hope.
LSU and Tennessee. I think they'll lose to LSU. Beat Tennessee.
Beat Tennessee? What?
They'll beat Tennessee.
Okay. The thing is, I think the only reason they lost to Alabama is because Alabama did not have this game on their radar. I think now that they beat Alabama, every team's going to be going into Vandy like, all right, we know this. Okay, so I think they're going to be losing every ranked game from here on
out. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. I just thought it was fun. Right. Okay, let's do some previews. Okay, let's talk about the game where it's going to be a murder on live.
Do you want me to put it the rankings put the week up? Or...
Yeah, let's put the scores
let's just go. Even though we have the games we have.
Yeah. So okay, first USC Bama. This is going to be a murder. And whatever you do, choose Bama to cover because they're on a revenge game. It doesn't matter what the spread is. I don't care. Pick the over and pick Bama to cover. I don't care. But South Carolina's going to win.
Wait, you're picking.
All right. Well, we're doing predictions for this game. Who are we picking?
Hey, okay.
Wait.
Remember how I was talking about the rat poison with Bama. Well, it's like the rat poison with South Carolina. We're gonna come back from this Ole Miss loss with a vengeance too.
You're out of your mind.
Ole Miss was ranked. We shouldn't be drinking around. But real quick, let me say the records of everyone.
Oh yeah.
Me and Matt are tied at 18-18. David, you're 24-12, and the fans are 22-14.
Yeah, number one. Let's
So,
go.
on that note, who are we picking in South Carolina, Alabama?
I haven't picked against South Carolina this whole year, but
I did it, and then they ended up upsetting Kentucky. So,
if I can will a USC upset into existence, I'll do it. I'll pick Bama.
You're like cheesing that. It's
I know.
Dude, if South Carolina wins this game and you pick Bama, you're gonna get actually not even though. I mean, you won't get hate. I mean, Bama,
I will get hate. No, I will get so much hate if South Carolina.
And it's sunny and 69 in Tuscaloosa on that 12 o'clock. It's just the car. Oh my god, we're gonna get this short.
Yeah, I'm picking Alabama.
I'm picking Alabama. Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks.
That's so sad.
I'm not gonna watch the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Ryan Williams is like think about what we just we're letting up to Ole Miss on those deep plays. Like people think about what Ryan Williams is gonna do to us.
He's gonna put up 200. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Jalen Miller might double his passing yards this game. He might get 1,200 yards this Saturday.
That's a possibility.
Anyways, moving on. Let's get that sadness out the way.
Yeah.
Here's the game of the week. Possibly maybe not regular season game of the year because there's the other games, but this is probably the best game of the year so far. Actually, I don't know. Never mind. Let me take that back. Best
Georgia Bama, buddy.
Yeah. Game of the week right here in Oregon. Because I do give the edge to Ohio State, but I do think being at Oregon also like this could go either way. Okay, let's talk about it.
My thing so far, who the heck has Ohio State played?
You want to see?
I mean, I can tell you it's no one.
Who the heck is Oregon played?
It's no one.
It is nobody. And it's the same. Isn't it the same for Oregon? I mean, Oregon, the only team they've played
but they've made them look closer. Oregon's made it look closer.
They have.
Yeah.
So it's right. This is a prove-it game for both teams. Like it's winner of this, I think probably wins Big Ten. Unless Penn State does something.
I don't know. Penn State exists.
No, sorry, Penn
State. They linger in your head.
But I don't know. I think this one is just like I don't even know what to think about Ohio State because and this game's so hard to predict because neither of these teams have played a real opponent yet.
Did they play last year or was it the year before? I know the last time they played it was Ohio State and Oregon won.
But these are completely new rosters.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. This is like NFL, but yeah, you're right. I mean, there's no reason you can think of reasons to pick either team. No, not like you said. Neither. This is a real prove-it game for both teams, and they both could come out of this both looking good, but one looking better.
Yeah.
That being said, Sean, who are you picking?
I mean, I'll go first. I'm picking Ohio State.
You're picking Ohio State?
Yep. I'm trusting in the Big Ten.
I'm picking Ohio State as well.
Well, they're both in the Big Ten.
Well, yeah, Oregon's has not been initiated into the Big Ten yet. Okay.
They're both 2-0.
I hate to break it to you, they get initiated this weekend when Oregon beats.
That's crazy. Wait, also, David, I love how you're picking against your number one team. By the way, from the beginning of the season.
Look, man.
Dylan Gabriel.
You were on that, man.
Hey, Dylan Gabriel's still playing well.
Yeah, why are you picking against him?
Yeah, why are you picking against him?
Look, I think this is okay. I was gonna let y'all in on my little secret, but so I saw what happens in the future, guys. So Oregon loses this game, and they go undefeated the rest of the way and win the championship. It comes out on the positive side of everything. So I think Ohio State wins this game now, but Oregon wins later.
Wins it in the long run.
Okay, buddy. Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Oregon wins this game.
Okay.
Why? I want to hear.
I like Oregon.
Man wants to be a dog.
I think quarterback play, Dylan Gabriel is better than Will Howard. Wide receiver, I think is very even. I think Evan Stewart and Jeremiah Smith are very close. Running back wise, I do give the edge to Ohio State. But a key factor in my decision is it's a night game at Oregon. I imagine they'll do some type of like green out or like blackout. I've never been to an Oregon game. That'd be fun to go to. I just think all cards align, and it might even be a full moon. I gotta check. But I think
Yeah, it's gonna be a full moon, or is that just?
Let me look real quick.
It might be a full moon. I guess.
The fact this is actually going into that's insane.
I hope it's like a crescent moon, so I was like, oh,
It's
never
like
mind. I'm
nothing.
picking Ohio State.
No, it's only gonna be like the first. There's gonna be like a half moon.
First quarter is that?
Sure. Yeah.
This man doesn't know his moon phases.
Does that change your decision?
Well, I don't think anyone's turning into a werewolf.
Dude, I don't know. Dylan Gabriel, man.
He kind of does look like a werewolf. Anyway, I just think Oregon wins. I don't really need to like justify my opinion.
That's
fair.
Okay, I think for me, next biggest game this week.
Probably Missouri, Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real banger.
No, is it
Ole Miss, LSU probably, right?
Well, we gotta predict Texas.
Oklahoma. The Red River rivalry.
We're just going in order of like what's on the screen.
Oh well, Texas is gonna destroy. Quinn Ewers should be back, even if he's not. Arch Manning has looked really good.
Ewers.
So, like I've got no doubts in my mind. Like it's just Texas just as a team is just better. Like they have better athletes, they have better skills. Like
something about that Oklahoma Texas rivalry though. I don't know, man.
No.
Some people. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Please be my guest and pick Oklahoma.
We've been seeing upsets left and right.
Be my guest and pick Oklahoma.
I mean, I'm not.
I'm not gonna do that. But
please.
I do think Oklahoma makes it a close game. I think they cover.
You think they okay? Covering 14 is not a close game, Sean.
Well, there's no. You ever picking it? You ever pick them to go against the spread or go with the spread? All right, and I'm getting them to anti the spread.
I think Texas covers this. I think Texas is gonna just continue to destroy.
I don't think you understand. This is a rivalry game.
Yeah, you know what other game we said that about? You know what other game we said that about, Sean? Oregon State. And you know what happened to Oregon State?
Oregon State's not a. Oregon State's Oregon State.
I'm just saying.
All right, next game.
Yeah. All right. I want to talk about Penn State USC. Is this one of the ones that are on the list?
I
it is.
So. Yeah, but it's just like, dang, do I even want to predict this anymore?
Well, dude, I don't know. I feel like this is like the one game Penn State might actually lose.
I know. This is like ass against ass.
Well, okay, this is my thoughts. I don't think Penn State's offense is that good, but their defense is. USC's got a good offense, not a good defense. So low-key, I think it's kind of evenly matched.
The stoppable force beats the very movable wall.
I also think that USC should be they were just 11th in the nation, and then they fell out with that one loss. Like I said, the rat poison. They're gonna win this game.
You're picking.
I'm picking the Trojans.
Hey, that's a game back on David right there, boys. Let's go.
All right.
Hey, you better hope so. I've only lost 2 games the last 2 weeks.
Penn State is a school full of freaks on defense.
And freaks and this in general.
Oh.
Okay.
No,
It's just
not a
like
good way. Not a good
they
way.
are athletic specimens. I think that their defense is gonna smother Miller Moss. I think he's gonna have another down game against this really good defense.
Guys, can we just look at the leading receiver on both teams as a tight end, a white boy? Like, what are we about to watch on Sunday? I mean, I'm not watching it, but like,
How
what
does Miller
is
Moss
about?
have 1,300 or 1,400 passing yards and no one has more than 289 receiving yards?
Wait, yeah, pull up their stats. I'm like, who's catching these balls?
Hey yo,
Not like that, weirdo. 12th in the Big 12. Oh, everyone's catching.
Yeah, 270.
I will say that is something I do like.
229.
I like seeing this distribution.
So that being said, are you still picking?
Yes, I'm still picking Penn State.
Penn State, interesting. See, that's an interesting. That's an interesting pick because I think USC's won this game.
All right,
Sean, you picked Penn State, or
Sean,
you picked USC?
Sean, what are you thinking?
I'm picking Penn State.
Man, dude, I'm excited. I'm about to go up on y'all again.
You're about to do what?
Anyways, I could probably word these things a little better, but I'm about to not advance. I'm about to I'm about to extend my lead.
Senior one.
Hey, you heard me that time. Okay.
Okay.
Oh shoot! Wait, Acrisure Stadium. Isn't this where the Steelers play? No.
Oh yeah, they changed the name. Yeah.
Oh, well, it used to be Hines. Oh wait, Rip Hines Field.
R.I.P. All right. Next game.
Ole Miss LSU.
Ole Miss LSU. All right.
Ole Miss is favored by 3.5.
It's at LSU and it is a night game. I think I've never been to Death Valley, but from what I've heard, it's like the hardest place to play. Yeah, y'all have anything to add to that?
Wow.
I think Ole Miss. I believe. I don't know. I looked this up earlier.
You're going Ole Miss?
I'm not picking yet. I'm talking.
Oh, you said Ole Miss, I believe.
Ole Miss, I believe, does not have a great pass rush. I was trying to find stuff, but I believe their pass rush has not been that great all season. And it has been shown that when Garrett Nussmeier is not under pressure, he's a good quarterback. Like he's a competent quarterback.
All you gotta do is just watch both these teams play South Carolina, and you can get all the clips you need.
I really just don't want to pick this game because both these teams have killed my mood this season at one point or another. But yeah, I don't know, David. I mean, I don't know. Jackson Dart, his stat line just looks so good.
Yeah, but they're inflated by no-name teams they played.
I know.
Because I mean, even their running back Parrish, 500 yards.
Trey, I don't know. It's hard to pick against Ole Miss because they have so many offensive weapons. Maybe not so many, but they have a lot of offensive weapons. But I just like Sean mentioned, playing at LSU is bad. It's hard. All right, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna go LSU.
He thinks. Okay. Sean, what are you doing?
I am going with LSU.
LSU, interesting.
Night game in Baton Rouge. I don't think there's anything like it.
David's getting another free game on us right here.
There's no way you're picking Ole Miss, bro. There's no way.
I don't know. I mean, I know they beat us 27-3. But at the same time, watching that game, I feel like we made a lot of mistakes versus them looking really good. So I want to pick Ole Miss just to be different from y'all, but I honestly do think LSU is the better team, and it's home and at night, so I'm picking LSU. Because Ole Miss also, I mean, like I said, they destroyed us. I think LSU, while Ole Miss is higher ranked, actually that makes sense. I think LSU still has more to prove, and I think that they're better than. After this week, LSU's gonna be a top 10 team because they're gonna win. First number 9. Ole Miss. Anyways, yeah. So we're all picking LSU. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Is the last game that we're talking about Kansas State, Colorado?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
This is a sneaky good game.
Sneaky. All right, Kansas State. They lost to BYU. Colorado's one losses. Nebraska. Colorado's been on a run recently, beating Baylor, beating UCF. Nothing crazy, but 2-0 in Big 12 so far. Kansas State, I feel like they're kind of like a volatile team right now. I mean, they only lost one game, but it's kind of been that's happened more recently, so that's kind of what's on my mind.
Well, they destroyed Oklahoma State last week by like 28.
22.
Was that last week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago because it was bye week.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't y'all pick Oklahoma State?
No.
No, I picked Kansas State. What are you talking about?
You picked Oklahoma State.
You picked Oklahoma. Yeah.
Wait, no, I didn't.
Maybe none of us picked
Because
Oklahoma. I did not pick. Oh wait, let me look at the.
Yeah, look at it. I would look at it, but my
Maybe
whole
I did pick
computer's gonna
State,
crash.
whatever.
My computer's gonna crash if I pick it.
But
we all picked Kansas State. The fans were wrong.
Big
Losers.
Okay. So that being said, who are y'all choosing? Actually, wait. You know what? I'm gonna go first. I'm actually gonna pick Colorado. I believe in Colorado.
I really don't want to pick the same as you, but I want to pick Colorado.
I think this is a 50-50 game.
Kansas State's expected to win by 3. I like that because Deion's gonna put that in their bones that like, oh, they want us to lose and they're not. It's gonna be like every other, actually not every other, but it's gonna be a high-powered offense game, and I do think Colorado has a better offense.
The over is gonna be 56.5 is gonna be scored by halftime.
It's at Colorado too. It's a late night game. Sheesh. Okay. Yeah, I'm picking Colorado. All right.
Matt, who are you picking?
Matty Ice.
I don't like this game. Picking this game because I've been big on Kansas State for a lot of the season, but it's just like I've picked the Colorado game wrong every time this season that we picked it.
Every time Colorado wants to.
Don't pick the same as me then.
Like I've picked the Colorado game wrong every single game that we picked it. I don't know. Give me Colorado. I don't trust it, but at home it's a late game. They're finally
like Boulder, Colorado at night. You know,
they're finally learning how to run a good offense with Shedeur not having passed 80 times a game.
Shedeur.
Spadoosh.
Like, okay, they're wait. There's no way that's real. Wait, does their leading rusher seriously only have 117 yards?
Yes, they don't run the ball, and he got all those yards last week.
Yeah, okay, they finally learned to start running the ball. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
If you ask me who's winning, a few years ago, a great song got released, right?
Oh no!
It was by the Chainsmokers. It talks about his roommate back in Boulder, right? And I used to listen to that song religiously.
That's a good song.
I was in my pop era, as some would say. With that being said, I have to stay true, and I'm going with Colorado.
We all choosing Colorado? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes you feel a lot better.
That's Deion time.
I mean, at the bright side, like
I would love for Kansas State to win.
Y'all aren't passing me this week. I'm saying undisputed.
Yeah, well, I keep trying to be different, and now I have an even record, so I'm just.
Hey, I'm being different. I'm the only one who chose Texas Tech over Arizona.
Okay, well,
we didn't talk about that game.
Arizona's done. Oh shoot!
I'm glad you see that now.
Some NFL news just dropped. Can't wait for the next podcast.
All right, yeah. Tune in to the next episode of NFL. I think that's all we got. Anything else y'all want to say?
No, it's gonna be a good week of football.
Yeah, it is.
It should be. There's some games that we didn't talk about. I still think will be good. Not that we need to talk about them, but
No, I agree. It's going to be a good week. College football. Tune in. Like, comment, subscribe, and keep standing on sports. Peace. All right.